Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Welcome back to the Fake Ass Book Club. This is your girl Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat.
Hey Moni.
How are you, friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm not exhausted at all. How about you?
You never are, so I'm not surprised.
You know what I am, though? A liar.
True. Listen, okay, I see you set me up for the friend. You know what I'm saying? We out here. So you guys, this week we have a book. This book is called Lies and the Lying Liars Who Tell Them, a fair and balanced look at the right. And this book is by Al Franken. Let me give you the little spiel really quick here, guys. So this book is a satirical critique of American conservative media and politics. The book published in 2003. I always want to say 20-something because I'm so used to that now.
Yeah.
I was going to say 2003. I said 2005
You can say
week.
2023 or 2003.
I don't like it.
2003.
Yeah, well,
Doesn't
whatever.
flow as good?
It doesn't flow as well, but it's okay.
Aught 03.
Aught 03. Published in 2003, it takes aim at prominent right-wing figures, media outlets, and their role in shaping public opinion through misinformation. Franken, a comedian and former U.S. senator, uses humor and meticulous research to debunk claims made by conservatives, particularly those made by Fox News, Bill O'Reilly, Ann Coulter, and other high-profile figures. So there you have it, guys. That's the book this week. And I'm actually really glad we revisited this because it has been, years since I read this. Mm-hmm. And I forgot and then re-remembered. So it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how it all came flooding back to me, friend. So let's get into it, friend. Let's dedicate the episode really quickly. So hands over your hearts, everyone. Thanks again for joining us, you guys. We always appreciate each and every one of you, all of our listeners, especially our patrons. You guys keep us going. We really appreciate the support. So thank you for that. Also, I wanted to dedicate this to one of my baby mamas and her daughter who made the varsity team for volleyball. She's a ninth grader playing varsity level volleyball in high school. So shout out to you and your family. You guys are doing something right. Just super excited for that. So, and I think that's it for me this week, friend. What about you?
Yes, and that, because that is quite the accomplishment. And she's very tall.
Yes, she is.
It's very, very impressive. My dedication is going out to Dr. Jocelyn Elders. I think I've dedicated episodes to her before.
Okay.
I just don't think she gets mentioned enough. So she's one of those historical figures that I encourage everyone to look up. She made an appearance in the book. I actually forgot that she was mentioned in the book.
People.
But I'm really interested to see if she has a book. I'd love to hear about her experiences sort of in politics. If you don't know, she was the first Black Surgeon General of the United States, but had to almost immediately step down because she was they planned this gotcha for her where, on the record, she just said, yes, masturbation is perfectly normal and healthy. And they're like, stop, got her.
Did you
get
hear her?
And shame on President Bill Clinton for capitulating because he could have been like, no, you guys are prudish and weird. But then anyway, we'll get into it. Dedication over. Dr. Elders.
You're the best.
Yeah.
Dedication over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we got that off our chest.
Like
I was looking her up. Yeah. So I don't know if they're about her or if she actually wrote them. You know how that is.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure she's fascinating.
By
We'll have
doctor,
to.
it looks like she had a ghostwriter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sharecropper's daughter to Surgeon General of the United States.
That sounds like quite the story there. Yeah, we should have been read this.
Shit.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like
we're slipping on the pimping a little bit.
Amen.
Okay.
So, it happens. It happens, friend.
Let's talk about this book by this white man first.
Yeah, let's talk about this book. So the book itself is about 421 pages. Like I said, it was first published in 2003 in January. And I don't know if you have something about
No, I didn't. I was going to read your
Franken,
thing. I was going to look it up, but then I was looking at your notes.
It's right there.
I can do her thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Ashley, can I have another thing? Because I have way my eyeballs work. Al Franken. Let me start off. About the author. Al Franken is an Emmy Award-winning American comedian, writer, progressive political commentator, and recently politician. He gained fame as a writer and performer for Saturday Night Live, eventually writing and appearing in several films. Since then, Franken has become more known for his political commentary, writing numerous best-selling books and hosting nationally syndicated radio show Air America. Air America Radio. That's over now, though. And then he's also became senator of Minnesota and then had to step down in disgrace. I didn't think that was cool. But
This is his, too. I don't know if you want to.
Oh, and he's got the Al Franken podcast, which is really funny. I really like it. Oh,
his description of himself is hilarious to me because it's very much in his tone of his writing.
He's super
and
funny.
He's like correcting the stuff on Wikipedia and stuff like that too. So I thought, wow, he's even pithy in the way that he's,
He's super funny. I feel like he's like the kindly old Jewish uncle I never had.
And always wanted.
Yeah, like that's pretty much to me what Al Franken. He's meant a lot to me, quite a bit. I think I ended up reading this book back in the day because I'd read his previous book, Rush Limbaugh is a Big Fat Idiot.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic literature.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was really happy to see that he outlived Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, man. So I'm not going to lean into that. But also, what made you want to revisit this book at this time? Like, was there any particular reason why this was knocking at the door?
Yes, Moni. I don't know if you've been paying attention in these troubled times in the political landscape.
No.
But it made me want to sort of look back on a book that formed a lot of my political views. I feel like I was raised mostly to be very conservative. Mm-hmm. And then you get older, you start questioning things, you read books. You know, and then you're like, how do I really feel about this? Like, what do I really, where do my values really align? Like, I don't have a lot of political power, but I do have some in the form of my vote. I think where I put it matters. So, yeah, I think this is, now reading back, because I forgot he used the N-word.
There was a lot in this book.
Yeah.
I will say it was like
20 years ago, but it's just like, man, that was like, ooh-wee. Yowza. And I mean, in the context of it, it wasn't like he was like, what was it, like puppeting a racist? So
puppeting.
Is that
basically, yeah.
Yeah, like he was like role playing. It was just race play.
Yeah, just race play, some lighthearted race play. But what was stand out to me in this book was the fact that everything that happened in this book seems to be still happening now. Like the playbook for, conservative media, their talking points and religious, his whole point of like the lying liars and stuff. It's like, wow, these are all still the same people doing all still the same shit. Mm-hmm. And it's
those rascal rabbits, Tucker Carlson,
man,
Sean Hannity. Well, only person who got up out of here is Bill O'Reilly.
Oh man,
yeah, but I think he still has a podcast or something. I'm sure he still has this little following or whatever.
Little following. I'm sure there's quite a few people who still enjoy him. But what I like about Al Franken and people like Al Franken, when I think about like the Jon Stewarts and the John Olivers and political satire in general, I think that it gives a voice to politics that is needed, because I do feel like a lot of times, even though the narrative is like, oh yeah, the liberal media, like I remember hearing that even as a younger person and not understanding what that meant exactly, but I don't know. For me, I'm like, it doesn't really seem like that, because the liberal media is always like, I feel like they're too soft sometimes. So I like the hard punches, wrapped in satire. Like sometimes you can get your shit off in humor. And this is why I love humor, because you can kind of, he kidding on the square. He wants to bring that back. And this is meaning like you're saying a truth. You're not being serious, but there is some truth in it. Yeah. And it's also like spot on. And so he does that a lot. And I actually really enjoy stuff like
I like the shit talking. Like that was the thing too, where it seems like on the left, it's like, well, they go low, we go high. And it's like, no, let's stay low for a little bit. Let's get some punches in real quick, real low. Because that's how you have to hit people to get them to fall down. And I don't know if you know this from football, but when you tackle, you don't tackle high unless you just want to get dragged along. You tackle low because that trips people up. I'm sorry, I made a little sports metaphor.
That's okay. I understood exactly what was happening. So, and to me too, there's a way to engage with those conversations, and still be pointed. But because I also get like, you don't, like, I think what was happening in our current political landscape having Biden and Trump sort of sparring, like with their whole debate, which I can't speak to it 100% because I only just saw like the reels and stuff of it and little clips because I couldn't stomach it. I was like, I
didn't even watch that.
The ones I couldn't avoid, and it was like, okay. But it was him engaging Trump in that way. It was like, it wasn't the 1-2 punch of like, say, like, you know, the press conference, like, what's the event where all the press is there and they're kind of talking about all the political leaders. He loves doing this event. He was talking about this.
What is it?
The something press, something. You guys know. Somebody's at home.
It's not the
like,
Associated Press. What is it? The White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My goodness. It's not, you know, like we need some of that energy where it's like you can kind of just call people out. We're doing it in a way that I think that's the only way to go high with it in a way. It's like when you're trying to add the humor to it because you're not trying to drag the conversation down, but I'm still getting my point across.
Yeah.
So I really liked that about this book. But let's get into some of the themes, friends.
Okay.
Why don't you start? Was there anything that you wanted to make sure we touched on? Because I have a whole bunch of stuff. My notes are ridiculous. So.
Okay. Let's see. I guess one of the things that stood out to me was Rupert Murdoch? Rupert Murdoch, who started
Fox
the thing.
Guy, yeah.
Because he was sort of like maybe what Logan Roy from Secession was
God damn.
based on. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I've heard that. It was good. Secession was really good.
Yeah. And so, you know, that was very interesting to me because I think that's what I was going to look up because I feel like Fox had to settle a lawsuit where they basically explained like we're not responsible for the things we say because we're just entertainment. Like that's always been their cloak that we're not really
kind of like a non-accredited school.
Yeah, like BJU.
BJU. That got me. I definitely have that in my notes. That was a funny story.
Yeah,
we'll
but and I guess Roger Ailes was also someone that Logan Roy was
based on too.
Yeah, but these idea of these like ultra rich dudes who it's like, really, this is what you decided to do with your vast wealth?
Yes. Yes, absolutely, I did. So the book really does talk a lot about media bias and misinformation, and so he gets in on Fox News in particular, and it's crazy to me how. So if you're reading this book now, it's going to be extremely dated, obviously. And so I was a lot younger at the time when all this stuff was happening. So I wasn't as politically involved. So going back and having the hindsight, you know, I'm thinking about 9/11 happening. So like this was in 2003 when he wrote this. That's just, you know, pretty much right after it. And I remember the political landscape was very much, everybody was hyper patriotic. You really couldn't say a lot of negative stuff about the administration, even though there was a lot of crazy shit happening, because it was like, well, you're un-American, we need to be standing together. I felt like that gave them a lot of leeway to really like shit talk and do the shenanigans and slide
dismantle
stuff under
a lot of
the work that had been done in the Clinton administration. And so I'm like, damn, yeah, that is crazy. And I do remember that feeling of like really, you know, everybody was real kumbaya. So when he let this book fly out the chamber, it was shots fired. Like, I mean, because he's going in, he's holding no punches. He's calling people whole bitches in this book. It's basically like Tupac. Like, first off,
yeah, he was sending some shots out.
I was like, damn.
And it was really interesting too to see that he was on the right side of history. Because, like I said, this book is almost 20 years old, but he was very much he's very anti-racism. He's pro-trans. Like before that was cool. Like he was very much you can tell he was raised well. Can I put that, if I can put it that way?
Yeah, man.
I think you can tell he had really good home training and he seems like a very compassionate, even though schmarmy sort of person. I was always really disappointed that he was asked to step down as senator of Minnesota. It was like a really big mistake because we actually ended up losing that Senate. I say we, but it went to a Republican. Minnesota can be like, they're not as staunchly like Republican as like the state we're in. Like they will occasionally, elect Democrats. And Yeah, I think the rationale around acting, it irritated me and bothered me because I was like, we have way bigger problems than Al Franken.
Well, Al Franken, so it says Franken's fall was stunningly swift. He resigned only 3 weeks after Leanne Tweeden, a conservative talk radio host, accused him of having forced an unwanted kiss on her during a 2006 USO tour. 7 more women followed with accusations against Franken, all of them centered on inappropriate touches and kisses. So that came from the New Yorker. I don't know how. So yeah, but I just remember it was some kind of sexual something or whatever. And then meanwhile we have and again, like it's not one of those things where it's like, well, they did it too, so it's okay or whatever. I mean, if it was inappropriate, it was inappropriate. At the same time, I don't think it's crazy to point out the fact that like our president is a convicted rapist and has paid out lawsuits and stuff like that.
And I think it's interesting too, where he's saying like he regrets resigning because he could have
did
written
he
it
say
out.
that?
Yeah, that's what that says on PBS. Why former Senator Al Franken says he regrets.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. Like if your long game is like gains for women, you have to like look who's really on your side, because that's the thing. Like a lot of the people who were calling for his downfall are not fighting for women's rights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because you know who really liked Planned Parenthood? Al Franken. Like, you know,
True that.
like, like I said, all that other, like Anyway, that was one of the things that stood out. I like how he, calls out things that are messed up. Like, I just think that's what is so hard about that. Like, why is it so hard to say, like, you know what? These dudes are super racist. Or, hey, you know what? They're talking about abstinence-only education. None of them were abstinent. Why is that?
I loved that story.
Saving it.
He just,
it's so funny.
He just trolls
He's good
people
at writing.
too, though.
He's so good at writing, and he's so funny. And I like that he admitted, he's like, I didn't even write a lot of this book. I got some interns from Harvard. Let's go.
He was like, but he wanted the research. He was like, I need people smarter than me making sure that I'm not messing this up, so that when I'm coming with this, that I'm coming with the facts, and then it has his sauce on it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, he definitely has some really good stories. Well, I like that he was really like trolling, like we were talking about the Bob Jones College or whatever, and how he really just wanted to he asked his one son to go with him. He was like, let's pretend like you're gonna attend this hyper conservative college, and I don't get me lying. But the first son he approached with, he was like, why would we do that, Dad? He was like, leave those people alone.
Or Joe, that's the baby's name, Joe.
He was like,
to Joe's credit,
he was like, he has way too much integrity. I needed to find someone with a little less integrity. Yeah,
he was like, well, fortunately, I was at Harvard.
Yeah, so I got one of my interns that looked young enough to do it.
Yeah, which was chef's kiss.
Well, the story, let me just say,
they
know. Yeah. So the story basically was like, they were gonna go and pretend like he was going to apply to this college, but really it was just to troll them to. Like, so tell me about your, can you date here?
Your guys are accredited, right?
Knowing that they're not, just to get them to feel some kind of way and stuff like that. But
it was like, hey, where'd you get all this art?
Yeah. Well, because Bob Jones got all that art that he donated.
Yeah. Well, yes.
That he donated, but he
got probably, you don't want to ask too many questions. Yeah. Like, I got these in 1940 in Europe. Don't ask any questions.
What was happening around that time?
It's like, let me think.
Was there a war and pillaging happening? Anywho, it was a fun story. You guys could, look that part up. It was really funny. But yeah, it just speaks to his humor and stuff like that. And I guess that could seem mean-spirited to somebody.
I like it.
Of course you do. I also enjoy it, but of course his son was like, I don't want to be involved in that shit. I'm not about to go down there and troll those people. Like,
especially, well, at least they finally got rid of the anti-interracial dating policy.
Oh my god,
that's what he really was.
He was like, yes, they took it off the website.
They
he was
just
ask him about that. Yeah,
but I once again, as someone who went to a school that had an anti-interracial dating policy, or at least the one where you had to notify the parents if they were aware of interracial dating, those places suck. So
notify the parents.
Yes, and the same thing too about how like they won't teach evolution, but somehow you're supposed to have like a biology program, like enough that you can become doctors and stuff. It's like, so how do y'all get around that? It was very, I like it. I'm like, put some pressure on these. It shouldn't be this easy to be this bad.
But also, what I like too, he was like, these people were really nice. Like when we were down there, it wasn't like, you know, yeah. So I mean,
but
I like.
It remind you a little bit of that, like, stay sweet, pray and obey, like that. We did when we were learning about that cult. Do you remember that? I don't know. I'll have to go back and see if we ended up talking about that at some point. I thought we did. It was a Netflix series or docuseries.
That's
about,
what it was called?
Stay sweet, pray and obey.
I don't remember that.
That's what they would tell the girls. Like,
ew. See, that's what I don't.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that sweetness is part of the
problem. Even the guys were nice too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's part of the toxicity where you can't have any negative emotions. You know, everything has to be nice all the time.
Which
because,
is so fake.
You know, critical questions make baby Jesus cry.
Oh, we hate that.
Yeah.
We don't want to make him cry. But yeah, it just goes to show like that's just part of his personality. So it's built in every part of his life. So even like in your spare time, like you literally was like, this would be a great story. Let's go down there and troll them at this college.
Even when he thought he was dying, he was just, when he was doing the performance with the troops in Kosovo, and he had made some joke about how like there hadn't been any like casualties. And then he was like, oh, it'd be so funny if I was like the first casualty
to die.
He's like,
in the plane,
like he's like, that's just how my
brain.
brain works. Like I'm going straight to the joke.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's a good coping
It's like
mechanism.
that's just Uncle Al.
Uncle Al's a mess. He was a mess. And then let's see. So stuff that he calls out in this book. I mean, obviously, like we see this a lot now too. Personal attacks and hypocrisy. I mean, obviously we see that a lot. I mean, because that's the main. Wouldn't you say Trump's campaign basically runs on that? Like, I don't even know what issues and stuff that he's tackling at this point. Like, you're basically just coming up with nicknames for people to be super disrespectful. You are, you know, it's weird because it's like you're the ultimate hypocrite. Like, how are you going to say something about Al Franken? And it's like, bitch, you are a whole... how many cases, how many felonies has he been accused of at this point? And that's rhetorical, you know? Yeah, and that's the part that I like. I like that he's smart enough, and it's like comedians have just enough pettiness in their soul and bones to not forget and to call out that stuff. And I think that more politicians need to do that. And I wish on the other side they would, because that's all that they've got is the personal attacks. Like that's basically what they're built on. Because when you came over, I was looking at something my husband was showing me about Kamala, and who was that senator? I think I had it.
Strom Thurmond?
No, not his ass. Somebody Brown. Kamala Brown. Oh no, not an actual Brown. Damn it.
Okay, while you're looking that up, I went ahead and just Googled, is it true that Fox News is officially considered entertainment? Because I think when they were in court one time, they claimed like we're entertainment, not news. Which I thought was like, that's bold. So they're saying the original FCC license application Fox describes themselves as entertainment. Even taking them at their word, they are loosely entertainment. A large portion of their practice is recently filled with hyperbole, exaggerations, and lies, and they've become the supermarket tabloid of the era. This is just on Quora, though. This is just opinion and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm trying to find that court case. I can't remember what they were being sued for, but they were basically trying to get out of trouble by basically just saying like, well, we're not news, we're just entertainment.
Yeah, it's like we can't be right. It's kind of how you throw a little disclaimer in like, this is just for fun, guys.
Yeah.
We're funsies. It's like, okay. Yeah, but that part was really, I'm like, you guys are really trying it with that. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, Willie Brown. That's who it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The ex.
Yes.
Okay, Kamala's ex.
Yes, Kamala's ex. That's what I was getting at. Hopefully you edit out all that. Hemming and
we'll
hawing in
see.
between.
It's kind of deep into the episode. I a lot of times skip that part and just...
It's like, it'll be fine. I'll give you the timestamp.
Okay. Or I just plan on you catching it and being like, hey, friend, could you take this part out?
Timestamp. Let's see. And I even forgot what I was saying with all that. But anywho, I'm just saying the disparaging part. Like they're using that story with Willie Brown to try to say, she Dick rode her way to the top, basically. And that's the only reason why, on top of being a diversity hire, obviously.
I mean, obviously.
Duh.
She's a type of brown.
And never mind that Trump was handed everything that he fucking has from his rich parents. It's like, you have the audacity.
The nerve.
Honestly, if she was 29 and that man was 60 when they dated, she earned every last whatever the fuck she did. And she still had to become who she is. She still had to do the work.
And let's talk about real quick, too, because this is another thing I liked very, very much appreciated about Al Franken when he was talking about the points you get for college applitions, because when they complain so much about perhaps getting keeping in mind that's not your only reason for getting into a place, just the fact that you might get a point because this is an underrepresented group historically. Sure. People get all up in arms, that's affirmative action, that's not merit based. But I like how he pointed out that George Bush got 5 points automatically for being the child of an alum.
And a grandchild.
Oh, is that 5 more
Double.
points?
Yeah, it was like 10 or something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Even though your SAT was 960?
It was in the 9s. That's trash.
And that means that was probably his best one, because them people
probably had tutors and everything.
He wasn't.
He's not tutorable.
He drank a lot, though. It's hard to study when you're hungover.
That is true. It's a distraction.
But I love that he brought that up, because I felt like I've gone to school with a lot of these types.
So please do more of that. That's the point. It's like you're making the point that they have here's all this help at the bottom half, or here's all the help what about all the help y'all get? Y'all feel entitled to it. It's crazy. It's weird. And nobody talks about it. So I wish that what he's doing in this book, I wish that on a broader platform it was happening. Just be just as petty as them. Be just as loud, obnoxious about the facts.
Well, John Oliver's like that.
Yes, he is, and
John
I love
Oliver,
it.
But he's on premium cable.
He is. He needs to be on the main
YouTube.
stage.
He's also on YouTube.
He is. I always see it.
Yeah, we should promote John Oliver more. He's a fine, upstanding white man.
Yeah, he's definitely speaking truth to power. And then just the ridiculousness of it.
Because it does lend itself to comedy, because it's so absurd. These are bad ideas. So it's really funny when people hold on to bad ideas for a really long time. I think you had mentioned someone that may be in their 60s and you're just now helping them decenter themselves as the narrative of the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like,
yeah,
damn, this isn't even for real. But also it is natural though for us to do that. We instantly this is about me. Not always. Most of the time it's not. But yeah, so I would say that, personal attacks, hypocrisy, that's one of the motives. Also, too, he talked a lot about the think tanks and advocacy groups that are behind a lot of these, the
Heritage Foundation, who's in charge of Project 2025.
Was in the book.
So he's warning us about this back then.
Yes, I was like,
and that's the thing too. You have to remember, these people, they run a long game. Keep in mind, they've been planning the repealing Roe versus Wade since the early 80s. They've kept their eye on the ball. That's what happens when you keep your eye on the ball. Everybody else gets distracted and they're just like, no, we're solely focused on this. So that's how you get stuff done. But
true.
I like how he was talking about all these super PACs, all that stuff.
And why is it? Because I think he gave an example of what if a corporation, what if you couldn't say anything bad about a corporation? There was some narrative that he created around that and how ridiculous that would be. But now I feel like that's what they're leaning toward, where corporations, corporate interests are over, our community and our world and our society.
Yeah, our public health.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Well, that takes me to one of my favorite bits, which is Supply Side Jesus.
Supply Side Jesus was crazy, man.
Supply Side Jesus was magnificent, because it frustrates me that the right wing has sort of, appropriated Jesus Christ of Nazareth as their sort of corporate mascot for capitalism. Whereas if you read anything about the life of Jesus Christ, part of the problem, part of the reason they wanted to kill him was he was talking all this, you don't need to be doing all this stuff for wealth. That was a big part of you don't have to, this isn't what it's about. And then they were just let's shut this guy right up.
Do the story though. Give the comparison.
Oh, so Supply Side
of the
Jesus,
two,
where
yeah.
he was just basically showing up, where he was just like, what? Poor people? Ew, I'm not about that. He's like, yeah, it's easier for rich people to get comfortably into heaven on the back of a camel than a poor guy. Like, he basically just what it would have sounded like if Jesus was actually pro
the talking points that they
right-wing
are.
politics. It's like, no, it would be opposite.
Yeah.
It's like literally the opposite. Like I always said, like if Jesus came back today, y'all would call him a short brokey.
Oh,
People were shorter back then.
damn. Not short brokey though.
They
brokey,
were.
is that what they be calling them?
They do. You
Shit.
didn't know that's what they call the girls we
Is
call
this for
them?
real?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just figured out. I just learned about lizard lots too. So I'm getting up on all the
You
slang now,
did.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me
It's,
go.
but actually, I'm of a certain age. They've probably stopped using that term.
Yeah.
I'm getting.
don't take
there.
very long.
I'm
Yeah,
hearing,
it's
no,
over
it's
now.
over.
Mhm.
I'm old. If it made
Okay.
it to me, it's over.
It's probably time to let it go. Yeah.
But because I mean, think about the way Jesus is described. He wouldn't have had a fresh lineup, you know? Like, in like the clothes probably wouldn't have been crisp. He's hanging out with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I promise I was thinking today because there was that controversy about like the Last Supper thing from the opening ceremonies.
Because they were in drag.
Which once again,
Weren't they?
the Last Supper isn't even like based on any kind of real fact, and that was actually from like a festive of the gods sort of thing, like from
a
like
pagan
stuff.
celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's how I be.
but oh shoot, I lost the thread. I went one too
Dang
far.
it. See.
No, no.
Well, I was talking about the.
Oh no, I thought it was weird when I was just thinking about like the night Jesus got crucified. That was Passover.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I'm like, what?
Sorry.
You went back to Jesus.
But it was Passover, right? Because
Okay.
he was Jewish. So Passover's
Yes.
a big deal.
It is.
But-
Say it for what the people are. Not everybody knows what Passover
Oh,
is.
so
Right?
Passover is
Yeah,
a
like-
celebration of when like
It's like, don't kill us.
Yeah, like when
The Holy
the
Spirit was gonna come or
the
something.
Hebrews were trying to escape Egypt, and God was like, "Look, I got you. I'm gonna kill all the Egyptian firstborn, and I'll remember not to kill you if you put blood on the door."
But if you don't.
But so it's just it was just that night where they put blood on the doors and their babies didn't get killed, but all the Egyptian ones did. And so that's just a Jewish practice, went on for thousands of years. And so Jesus is celebrating it with his boys, but like, is it weird that they weren't celebrating with their families? Like, imagine because that was kind of like their Christmas. Like, wouldn't it be weird if like
No.
your husband and all his friends were just like spending Christmas together and not with their families?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
And of course, like I'm cultures
In
are
this
different
now,
too.
yeah, in my mind, I imagine those cultures being very separate. I don't
that's
picture the women and
true.
men being together.
You're right.
At any point,
I'm
really.
projecting.
But I see your point though. Like, yeah, it would be weird now.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, back then I don't really think. I mean, I don't think that they probably like they had separate. Like, I don't even picture them being together because it doesn't even.
I'm saying all this to say I don't think Jesus would really like Bill O'Reilly for real. And I think in real life Bill O'Reilly wouldn't like Jesus because he's Middle Eastern.
You said.
Middle Eastern.
Right, and he don't speak English.
He don't even speak
He
English.
ain't speak no English. Jesus.
And he doesn't pronounce it Jesus.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's such a disconnect there.
There's lots
But
going on.
I did want to talk a little bit about Bill O'Reilly.
Do it. Oh, me too. I have a funny story.
Oh.
Well, I wonder what you want to say about Bill O'Reilly.
I have so much to say. There was so much packed in this. Wait,
There was.
first, okay, before I forget this, I want to talk about, we can link this in the show notes and people can go read it. But this
Send it
is,
to me now.
it's just like the basic points about what you need to know about the Fox News defamation lawsuit. So Fox News, like, last year, because this article was written April 18th, 2023. Fox News settles a major defamation lawsuit for $787.5 million on Tuesday, according to the voting machine company that sued the top cable news network. And so Dominion Voting sues over, it avoided trial. They sued Fox for $1.6 billion, claiming the news outlet repeatedly aired allegation that the company's voting machines were rigged against Trump, while knowing the accusations were untrue. And so
misinformation.
Basically during the court ride, they try to get out of it by saying like that wasn't the news part, though that was just the entertainment part.
That's not entertaining. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's so tricky and
But they're
dangerous.
saying that's why they didn't go to trial though, so they didn't have to do this. They're just like saying like, okay, we'll just pay this amount, and so yeah, like so that's worth looking into. But Fox,
But I mean, this is
but Fox,
2023.
Yes, we're in the case hat when they got to the settlement. But makes you think of Bill O'Reilly because he was a Fox News fave for years, and I just love how
he trolled the shit out of him, man.
He did. And I love the fact too that he eventually finally got fired. Like that's someone who should have got Me Too'd. Like, I want to find because he used to sexually harass the interns real bad. There was one time where he was calling one and was like trying to talk dirty to her, saying like he wanted her to shove a falafel up his ass.
Why? It would crumble. That's disgusting.
He was trying to think of the word loofah, but he's stupid.
Ew, both are the worst. What are you talking about? What the fuck? Who? Jesus, I didn't know he wrote books. When he read the snippet of his book, I almost died. Oh my gosh. If I find the timestamp, I might.
Oh, I did it.
Bitch, that needs to be in this
It's
episode.
on my phone, but we'll put. I will take the time out and make sure that when he reads that snip, because it reminds me so much of a little book called Milk in My Coffee. Ooh. Oh, and the name of the book was Those Who Trespass.
Here is one of my favorite scenes in which the killer, Shannon Michaels, seduces Ashley Van Buren, a tabloid reporter. I should warn you, because of the turgid pedestrian prose and frank sexual nature of the following, young children and English majors might want to skip ahead. Ashley was now wearing only brief white panties. She had signaled her desire by removing her shirt and skirt, and by leaning back on the couch. She closed her eyes, concentrating on nothing but Shannon's tongue and lips. He gently teased her by licking the areas around her most sensitive erogenous zone. Then he slipped her panties down her legs, and within seconds, his tongue was inside her, moving rapidly. In Ludacris's hit album, Word of Mouth, which my son tells me means word of mouth, there are depictions of 4 murders. In Those Who Trespass, there are 6 murders, one of which involves jamming a spoon through the roof of the victim's mouth and up into his brain stem. O'Reilly's book also depicts a 15-year-old crack whore performing this fellatio business on her pimp Robo. Say, baby, put that pipe down and get my pipe up.
So don't tell me like Ludacris is too obscene for you, and try to backpedal, because I loved that from and I love that Luda never gave up, because I would want to fight someone who got rid of my Pepsi endorsement deal.
Is that what happened? I know he was trying to. He actually got rid of it. They dropped
because he was threatening a boycott. He was like, Bill O'Reilly was saying like, well, I'll tell you what, Pepsi, if you're backing someone like him, I'm not drinking it. Like he was exactly.
Who are you?
And then Pepsi was just like, oh, there's too much. So yeah,
what a bitch.
But,
and then when he confronted him about that, because Al Franken was like,
hey,
and he was like, I never
said that. I just said I'm not drinking it. And it's like, you lying liar. You lie. No wonder your pants are on fire.
And the lie that got me that he told that was that he won, that Inside Edition won 2 Peabody Awards, which is the most prestigious award
in journalism. Telling everybody he won 2 of them.
And then was like, oh, I mistook it for a
poll. He's like, what am I supposed to get back to Peabody's? It's like,
you kept saying it. First he said, I never said that. And he's like, you actually did. Like, here's the receipts for that. Well, I got confused. Oh, so now you're, And my thing is that he straight up confronts people and calls them. Like, he does not shy away. Any person who he's like, that was a lie. Hey, Al Franken here. That was funny too. But Al Franken here. I'm here to call you on your shit.
I'm like, I want to fight you. You said we're wimpy. Let's fight.
Well, go back. Let's tell that story. Because that was a good one.
I wasn't done with Bill O'Reilly yet.
Okay. Well, you said that.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, how are you going to put that in?
It's not my fault this book is so dense. Like, he should be a less good writer. He got a lot of information and not a lot of words. But it was a lot. It was dense. It was very dense. But like, yeah, economically going after Ludacris, that was like seriously some. And I'm glad that Luda's still here and Bill O'Reilly isn't.
Well, and it's
in the media landscape, in the acceptable media landscape, because like I said, they had to pay so many lawsuits out from the stuff Bill O'Reilly was doing at Fox News.
What's it to you though? That's my thing. Like, you just have spare time to go after. You just hate to see young black men out here getting it how they live. You don't. Yeah. It's like, I just don't understand. And again, like, you're a liar and you're the worst. You're a hypocrite. Like, all of this shit.
I was going to say, this is what I want to say before we move on. He's like America's toxic baby daddy.
Ugh.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, too, because they do that. They'll be like, well, I never said that. And it's like, okay.
See, I don't, listen.
You don't know about that life. If you know, you know.
Yuck.
Yeah, it's not great.
He's disgusting. I don't like it.
He is. And Clarence Thomas's wife made an appearance in this book too. Everybody remember her? What's her name? Jenny.
I can't wait till we get producers so they could be pulling this shit up.
Jenny.
Yeah,
Jenny wanted to help with the insurrection. Jenny. She's been in this game for a while.
I'm gonna make some garlic knots for all the. They're gonna get hungry from all that, busting down doors and shit. Just sit your ass down somewhere.
She said garlic knots.
They are delicious, but
they are.
We don't need those during the insurrection.
But you don't. Oh, we don't. I'm sorry. I was just in my notes real quick. But we can go back to the part where he called that dude up and was like, "Hey, let's fight."
No, I mean, I was like, they need to know the whole story of that, because that was funny. Because basically, he doesn't like the narrative that liberals are. I don't like, weak or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or not tough or whatever.
Pussy.
I was, because I think pussies are tough.
Shouldn't be,
that's my
they
stance.
Are.
So I just feel like that's a silly thing to say.
Take a licking and keep on ticking.
They really do. They do a lot of heavy lifting. But I think it was just funny. So he calls this guy out. He rings him up. So like part of that story, rings him up and was like, hey, and he's like, well, how can I help you? He was like, yeah, I want to fight. Like, let's fight. And he's like, I'm sorry, what? He's like, yeah, you were saying that you think that
I heard you were talking shit
tough,
and you didn't think that I would hear it.
And let's fight. He was like, fight? Like, where would we fight? He was like, in my garage or in my driveway, some shit like that. And he's like,
I'm pretty sure I can beat you up.
He was like, well, what are the rules? He's like, there are no rules.
He's like, can I have some time to think about
this? He's like, hold on a second. I am shooketh. Okay?
But I like that. It's like, you know what? There are
energy.
consequences for talking shit. That's why I talk a little shit, but not like that.
You just said in the last episode, we're just talking. There's no why people want to punch you in the face. It's like, no, turns out there's some shit you can say and the bitch might want to punch you in the face.
I'm not talking that kind of shit though. I'm not calling people like weak. Where it's like, yeah, they I'm like, I'm weak. I don't have you see my wrist?
It's like, no, I'm weak.
I'm not gonna.
But my words are
What
strong.
am I gonna do?
Well, here's the thing though. I do like that he's just calling people out on stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing that I just loved over.
Freaking Ann Coulter. That's what I was gonna look up now because I haven't seen her in a while. I can't imagine she looks well.
Ooh.
Ann Coulter, because man, he's like, what is something wrong with her?
He hated her guts.
Well, I mean, I can't say that I much like her. To me, it's so weird that a woman like her is so anti-feminist, where your whole lifestyle wouldn't be possible if it weren't for feminism. You're a single, educated woman who travels about freely without a male escort. Like, I know that doesn't sound like great. I mean, that used to.
It's like, duh.
It wasn't that long ago. Once again, in her lifetime, where women couldn't have bank accounts by themselves. Like,
you can't divorce your husband in Missouri right now if you're pregnant.
Yeah, so to me, it's always weird. She reminds me of that character from Handmaid's Tale who was married to the commander, who kind of got off on pissing people off because it's like, well, they can't handle the truth. Like, men and women and the separation of the sexes and blah, blah, blah. It's like, girl.
And then as she got into it, you would see her kind of being like, God damn.
Yeah, it's like, this nigga cut my pinky off.
Right, God. And I gotta watch him bust down a Fred on my bed and hold this bitch's hands and all this. This is crazy. Y'all should read that book or watch the series. It was wild. Ooh-wee.
Ooh, but yes, that's what I'm supposed to be looking up Ann Coulter.
Yeah, man.
What is she doing now? Because I feel like I haven't heard from her in a while, but I'm not so
is Ann Coulter ugly now? No, I'm just like,
She just needs. Here's the thing, ladies, no one tells you this because we're, during the 80s and 90s, being thin was so important. But as you get older, you need a certain layer of fat. or your face is going to
Sinks in.
turn on you.
Sinks in.
So because that's where the collagen's coming from, is the fat.
Yes.
So you got to keep a certain amount of fat. And I'm gonna let you know a little secret too. Men, they like a little fat. Like, they don't want to take down a pile of bones. Like, so
That sounds painful.
So I think maybe someone should have told her that. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, she looks about how I thought she would, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I love how he called her out about lying about her age. That was funny.
Oh man, he called. I'm just saying, it was like, yo, he was calling everyone out.
Yeah.
And he was doing. It's the sunken in eyes.
Yeah, that's probably the evil. Like General Palpatine
no.
from Star Wars. When he
No.
turned evil and his eyes.
His eyeballs went back. Who's
Yeah.
General Palpatine? That was somebody.
It's like, spoiler, he was the evil emperor.
Oh, I just knew him as Evil Emperor. I didn't know the name.
Yeah. I don't know if he was general. Was it admiral or what was he? Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine.
There it is.
What? That doesn't even sound familiar. That's crazy.
That's okay. You know other stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is
I
it
do.
important to know that? No.
Fun fact.
So yeah, that was the thing too. Yeah, Ann Coulter sucks.
Oh man, he just dragged every single person, and I really just loved the fact that it was the joy that it brought him as well, and the just and I think too, there's a certain level of confidence. Like, it couldn't be me. I don't think I could be that. It's too much. I'm just grateful for people like him. That's what I think. I'm really grateful for people who feel comfortable speaking truth to power. I do think that comedy is a really powerful vehicle to do that, but it's not their jobs to do that though. Like, I wish the people in power would take more notes, especially because we have it chronicled. Like, we have these, like, it's all right there. Like, I just feel like, take a play out of his book and just, you got to be loud, and you got to be upfront, and you got to call that shit out. You don't let that slink under the table.
Nope.
Because even him mentioning how casually, when the racist senator that you mentioned before,
Strom Thurmond. I
Thank
love
you.
that you refuse to. I actually
refuse.
like that you refuse to
I
learn
don't-
his name. I think that's a good thing.
Listen, that bitch lived to be, about 100 years old or whatever, and he was like, the way that they covered that story in the left-leaning, air quotes, media versus the right media. I mean, the left had an opportunity to actually really talk about what happened, and it was more of a like, oh, he lived to be 100.
He's just old and sweet now. It's like, no, he's old and evil.
He's still an old
It's
ass.
still bad.
It's
like,
up for
it doesn't
him.
matter. Like, you don't just get better because you're older.
No.
Like, I think we mentioned that on the live. Like, it seems
did.
like bad people get worse.
They do get worse, and I like that he said too that somebody at the actual event was like,
Trent Locke.
Trent Locke's bitch ass is gonna say, well, if we would have listened to him all those years ago, we'd have a much
Wouldn't have all
different
these
country
troubles.
now that we have now. And I'm like, that's the energy that I feel, and that's the vibration of the energy in the atmosphere to me right now. Like that
The
sense
ungrateful
of like,
Negroes.
yeah, it's like, how dare, and not just them, these dusty, I can't even probably say that, but all of y'all. Okay, I'll just speak on the blacks because that's where I'm at. But all of y'all know who y'all are.
All the
You know what I'm
darkies.
saying? All the darkies and their friends, okay?
Yes.
And so, yeah, I just feel like if the media would have taken that approach and would have really like honed in on that, like, this is some bullshit. Like, y'all trying to uphold this person.
Yeah.
So of course it took other people bringing that up and for that to then become a talking point. But the lies, man, the lies. Let's see what
the
else was
lies.
happening.
Well, actually, I think we should take a break. All right.
All right, we'll be back. All right, you guys, we're back from the break. Wow. The ADHD of it all. Wait,
Yeah.
did I say it right?
You did. Did
Uh,
HD throw you off because it made you think of TVs?
No,
Oh.
but could have. It was like I heard myself switch it around because I'm easily confused. It doesn't matter. We're back, guys. Okay. Clearly I'm confused, but I'm focused on ending this on a positive note. I really like this book, friend. I think that I'm glad we revisited it, and the fact that it's still relevant over 20 years later. It's scary, but also kind of like, you know what? I'm glad I went back and got a snapshot of that and can contextualize the present. I think that's what is important about reading books and capturing the truth and capturing our history, so that we can learn from those things and we can hopefully apply them to what's sort of going on. So.
And not be so afraid of change. Like,
Agreed.
I think this also illustrates why I feel like conservatism is fundamentally flawed in the fact that its commitment is to conserve the present order.
Yeah.
But then also complain about how nothing's changing simultaneously, where it's like, well, you're going to have to be comfortable with some change. And the more adaptable you are to life's changes, usually the better time you're going to have.
Yeah.
And like I always like to say, your body belongs to you, so you might as well have some fun with it.
This is definitely true.
Instead of having like Trent Locke try to tell you can't have access to the full spectrum of gynecological care.
Right. And it's just like, it's just really dangerous. Like all of the, fear mongering and just the rhetoric around a lot of the narratives that we have don't get us anywhere. Like it's not productive. And I feel like it takes you down a path that's not, how can I know there's going to be some discourse, but like, how do you move forward when you have segments of our population who really aren't engaged in the actual conversation?
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, like it's just petty bickering and like false stuff. Like now we have to address the fact that we're, we gotta, these are actually lies. And
actually these tax cuts aren't like just, they're not abstract. Like they have real life consequences for real people.
Yeah, they do.
So,
but now here's what's worse in my mind though, is just the fact that we have social media. Like I think that's what exacerbates things to the level that they are now. Because even 20 something years ago, the access to this information.
That's
so
true.
It's even more important now, I think, to speak truth and call out lies and stuff like that. Because people are having a hard time. Trust me, I feel like I've had to like re-look stuff up to be like, is that real?
I was about to say,
or I
and
sent stuff to you. I'm like, is this how you see
like
this?
where we promote fact checking. Like so many of the lies and distortions in the book could have been easily cleared up with just a Google search.
Right.
I really liked his in-depth look into what led to 9/11. Oh, him characterizing as Operation Ignore.
Yeah.
As the lead up. Like I said, just some really top-notch shit talking.
Yeah, he went hard, man.
He did.
He went hard in the
I
paint.
really liked it. Do you want to rate it?
Yeah, you can rate it first. I'll let you go first.
Okay. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Senate seats.
Ooh. Okay. I'm going to give it, I didn't think about this. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 BJUs. Actually, 4.5 out of 5. Only because, if I'm being honest, it was hard to listen to in a way, just because I think it was so much information. That's always like, and I'm like, I can't keep track of these people. I'm trying to remember. So it was like really dense, and that's more of a reflection of who I am probably than his writing. But the writing itself was good, and the shit talking was immaculate. And I respect the fact that he got like people smarter than him in there and gave them credit and let them do their thing. And just, did what he did best, which was, shit talk and tell jokes. So it wasn't a fair and balanced look at all.
Smiley.
It was hilarious.
From SNL, who was like, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
Oh, I remember that.
That was Al Franken.
Good old Stewart. Damn it, that was Stewart. Let me Google that real quick. I didn't just see that one time. He had bangs.
Sweaters. Yes, sweaters and bangs. It's like, that's just... The funniest one was when he had Michael Jordan on there. Oh my goodness. I remember watching that live. It was so funny. And I remember thinking like, Michael Jordan is a G. He has so much control. Like, because that was so funny. He
didn't laugh. He didn't break. Who is that?
That's Stewart from Mad TV. We want Stewart from SNL.
What else? No,
Stewart Smiley.
False information.
Yeah.
Fictional character.
Yeah, that's him.
Stewart. What the hell? Oh my gosh. Wow. He looks, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. He looks crazy.
Yes. I
Look at his face. Al Franken, you're something else. I was getting them mixed up because I wasn't picturing him.
Oh.
So I had the catchphrase of this Stewart with the face of the other Stewart.
Oh.
Because that's who
Which
I
isn't
am.
crazy. I can see how those words.
They're both sketch shows. They're both Stewarts.
Yeah, sketch shows with
easily
weirdos.
confused. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a really good book, you
It
guys.
was.
Definitely worth a listen if you're interested in just contextualizing some of the political landscape today, too. I know we didn't really get into Kamala and her new running mate. What was it? Everybody wants to call him Waltz, but Walls. But yeah, you guys, it was.
I like him. He seems to be very sharp.
Yeah, he is sharp.
Yeah,
He is sharp.
I like that.
All right. Well, we'll get into that another time, you guys. There's just too much, so we got to get up out of here. We're gonna spin the wheel really quick too, so let's do that. Spin it. Okay. I like this. We are gonna be reading The Resilience Myth by Soraya Shamali. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be a good one. We'll tell you guys all about it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being a strong Black woman this week.
Wow. Look at you, just a resilient Black
just
woman.
so
Look
resilient.
at you.
Like
Strong legs, strong
back.
Yeah.
I would be quite the specimen.
Yeah, you would be.
In the human trafficking market of the early Americas.
Damn right you would. All right, friend, what a fun and positive note to end things on. You guys have fun, do some stuff you like. Hopefully you join us again next week, and we'll let you go now. Peace.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.